how you doing guys? My name is Sanj and today we've got a discussion video where I'm going to be talking about women's clothing. Before we get started, I just wanted to clarify that no, I will not be talking about cross-dressing or going full out in women's mode with a top, a dress, a skirt and some high heels. I mean, if that's your thing, please do carry on. However, the topic that I wish to touch upon has been initiated by Raf. Please do check out his channel. I'll have a link to the video in particular where he talks about women's clothing, either as one of the cards or in the description box down below. Now in his video, Raf wanted to ask his audience and his community as to how they felt wearing women's clothes. I, for one, have been wearing women's clothes for quite a while now, and I know that within the YouTube community, and to be honest, within the fashion community as a whole, not just YouTube, but like bloggers and everyone, there has been a growth in the confidence of men with being able to wear more daring items, even if sometimes you do wander into the women's section. And so today, I'm simply going to discuss my thoughts on it, what I personally have that are women's, and why I find that they fit my style. So first things first, let's talk about my thoughts. Now, this rule applies to many things and not just women's clothing. I don't care as to what you're going to put on, do you know what I mean? Like, if you like something, then you wear it. It's just that simple. It's none of my business to go and question as to what you're wearing, or if anything is outside the norm, what are you doing with your life? I know this topic has the opportunity to go quite deep into it, however I'm going to keep it just on the surface. Wear what you want to wear. If it looks nice, if it fits good, then go for it. I mean, you've seen me, you've seen my Vintage Vibe series where a lot of the stuff I pick out are actually women's clothing just because I like the way it fits. Now, I'm not going to lie, me personally, I've never actually shopped in a women's section in an actual retail store. The few women's pieces that I have were found while I was vintage shopping in London. So that's not to say that I'm not willing to go to a women's section to find something. However, in my case, so far, it's just been vintage shopping. Now moving on to the topic of what works personally for me, you can refer back to the Vintage Vibe series where throughout, as I mentioned, I pick out women's clothing. And especially with how fashion is moving, especially for men's, with everything is being slightly oversized, baggier, flowier, let's be honest, you find those features in women's clothing more so than men's clothing. And that's why I tend to drift towards women's clothing when it comes to those things. For example, I actually love the way women's shirt fit, especially the silkier kind, the ones that flow really easily, and you can get them in an oversized shirt. They still fit relatively trim to the body, and although I'm not in the best of shape, I'm still relatively on the slimmer end, and so I find that I'm able to wear women's shirt quite nicely, especially if I buy them oversized and then they still drape over while still being fitted in the right places. Another common article that men buy are women's jeans. Now me personally, I find that women's jeans are a bit too much on the skinnier side because of my thighs. However, I know plenty of guys with stick thin legs wearing women's skinny jeans. And where do you think the stretchy denim trend came from? It was all women's that initially started it. Men then picked up on it, found it to fit the best, and then went for it. And before I close off on this topic, man, I can't emphasize on confidence. I know I've mentioned it already, so I won't dabble on too much. If you're afraid as to what others are going to think, one way to go through it is to actually wear it with so much confidence that people genuinely think it is a menswear piece. Now, this very same cardigan that I'm wearing, as I've mentioned in the previous pickup video, it was from a Depop app, and it was a women's cardigan. However, many people have approached me down the street asking me where I got it from, so pull it off with confidence, wear what you want to wear, don't judge others as well because you get the respect that you give out, and yeah, that's it. I'm also curious to know as to whether you guys have worn women's clothing in the past. If so, how did you first get into it? And if you haven't worn any women's clothing, besides the fact that you don't like the way they fit on you, why haven't you done so? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Make sure to click that like, that thumbs up, subscribe, share the video. It might help someone. I mean, I'm not exactly giving life-altering advices here, but who knows, this video might just get to someone who finally sees that, hey, I can wear women's clothing and look good and look cool and not give a shit. So thank you very much for your continued support, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Have a beautiful day. Take care. Peace. Oh, and just before I sign off, I just wanted to say stay on the lookout for the next upcoming lookbook video, collaborative effort, and it'll be showing you guys how to wear women's clothing. So lame. It can look sick, so here's how it fits.